Islam Makhachev just ruined everything. He ruined everything. This freak just beat JDM for 5 rounds the same way that Khamzat Chimaev beat Dricus over 5 rounds. Just hold him down, basically do enough to not lose the position, don't do any significant damage, and just get the victory. I understand that he did maybe a little bit more than Dricus in the calf kicks and stuff like that, but God, I'm so sick of seeing like these fun fighters just get smothered by wrestlers and then that be the end of that division's enjoyment. Like everything's heating up. You've got an amazing boxer in Della Maddalena that's like piecing guys up and having really fun fights and looks like he has this perfect anti-wrestling style. And Islam just shows that no, actually, you don't have an anti-wrestling style because I've been wrestling since I was 2 years old and I'm going to do whatever I want to you. Anyway, we'll get into the full fight, but I'm going to break down the entire main card. I have photos from the whole event, so let's just jump straight into it, if I can. Starting off with Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Denis. This was basically went exactly the way that I said that it would. First round KO, wrestling nullified because, Beneil Dariush does some grappling, but it's a lot of counter grappling. Benoit Denis is, a good grappler, but he also knows that Beneil Dariush has that type of wrestling pedigree. They're going to come in and crash, and boom, Beneil Dariush goes cheeks up. So that was basically it. Like one big shot, put him down, gets the win. Afterwards, Beneil Dariush got up pretty quickly and was like, oh, what happened? What happened? And sort of like, saying that it was an early stoppage for the first few seconds, but he didn't know where he was. So, is what it is. Anyway, moving on to Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. This did not go the way that I expected. It sort of went the opposite. It started out, they were feeling each other out a little bit. Leon Edwards is like trying to sort of see what was going on. There was some leg kicks thrown, not real action in the first minute. Then Edwards gets Carlos Prates up against the fence. They're there for a little bit. Again, they're back at range. Carlos Prates is like wanting this to be a fun fight. Obviously, striking, this is where he's doing his thing. Eventually, Edwards is able to shoot for a takedown, get the back. Ends up like climbing onto his back while Carlos Prates stands up and is holding him there, basically. And there's this moment where I love Carlos Prates. Honestly, he looks like a Brazilian Waluigi to me. I'm pretty annoyed at myself that I picked against him here, but I just felt like Leon Edwards' crafty vet tactics would be able to get this win. But this look on Carlos Prates' face, these fighting nerds just know how to like aura farm the moment, basically. Because you can see the blur of Leon Edwards' fist as he's basically hitting Carlos Prates in the face. Not with anything crazy, because like how could you leverage any sort of real power from this position, right? But, Waluigi's just like taking those punches to the face and sort of, smirking it off. Eventually is able to shake Leon Edwards off. Leon Edwards gets him back to the ground again. Looks like he almost has the choke in, but the round finishes a second early there, it looks like, ref. But the round 2 starts. I'm going, you know what? My, Leon Edwards' decision pick here might actually be pretty good if he's able to have 3 rounds like that, which is basically what I expected was going to happen. But, Carlos Prates is coming in way more aggressive, starts walking him down, throwing some really big shots. Lots of good leg kicks, but that right straight did very well. Oh, Alex Pereira's in the crowd with the Fighting Nerds glasses. And then this left straight comes in from Carlos Prates that just puts Leon Edwards down. And then he follows up with another shot. Well, we'll see it in a second, but look at this, man. Beautiful. Yeah, there's the follow-up shot, gets him on the way out, and beautiful win for Waluigi. He did the, Israel Adesanya, or I guess he was actually pulling the Alex Pereira bow and arrow aura moment. And, good interview afterwards. He wants that title shot. I mean, good luck getting the title shot at this moment because this was just a crazy night for the welterweights. We're going to get into the Michael Morales, Gilbert Burns fight in just a second, but this was scary, man. Carlos Prates is good. Leon Edwards is on his Tony Ferguson victory tour, or Tony Ferguson defeat tour, I guess. He's 0-3 now since being the champion. He just needs 5 more to get to that Tony Ferguson 0-8 record. But yeah, crazy. He was talking with Dana White afterwards. Dana seemed very happy about the fight. I don't know if you do a title shot. We'll get into it. But we had Sean Brady versus Michael Morales up next. And Michael Morales is 25. I didn't realize that. Also, they're saying he's 6 foot and that Sean Brady's 5'10", but that seems insane. Look at this reach difference. Oh my God. Like, so 79-inch reach for Michael Morales against a 72-inch reach for Sean Brady. Tell me how you can have a 7-inch reach advantage and only be 2 inches taller than the guy. I don't believe that's true, because when you actually see this fight, man, Michael Morales looks massive in comparison to Sean Brady. Sean Brady opens up with a leg kick. Michael Morales being very aggressive and using this stance where he stays very forward, like keeping a lot of distance forward, which I guess is allowing him to pop out that jab, especially with the reach. But it's also making it, you are closer to Sean Brady, who wants to grapple you, but I think that you're keeping your legs a little bit further behind you, so he can't just like shoot as deep in for that shot, and he's got to come in past this range that you've got. So this is really interesting fight, man, because I was expecting that Sean Brady was going to maul Michael Morales here, especially when you saw some of the previous wrestling that Michael Morales had against like Neil Magny and stuff like that. But look at how much bigger Morales looks than Sean Brady. I understand Sean Brady's crouching here. There was another interesting thing where Brady's wearing these like knee guards and thigh guards. I'm guessing to give him more like explosive wrestling capability and traction when he's in guard to be able to like push through it. And he knows that Michael Morales is never going to try and take him down, so he doesn't have to worry about it being grippy for his opponent, right? But he never got to get any wrestling off, because look at this striking from Michael Morales. He's just keeping at range, staying, like I said, like super forward, moving forward in like to close distance. And with the power of his strikes, I guess it's just like, how do you try and get in for that wrestle? It'll be so interesting to see how a fight with Michael Morales would go against a guy like Islam Makhachev. But yes, again, he's like keeping that super forward stance, head forward. The size difference doesn't look so big here, but there's a moment I'm pretty sure I got a photo of. Maybe it's that one from before, but I mean, just it's crazy. When you're watching the fight, it literally looked like he was 1 or 2 weight divisions bigger than Sean Brady. Anyway, we get to this moment here late in round 1 where he lands this beautiful right hook. Basically, Michael Morales has hurt Sean Brady a couple of times at this point with some good strikes, but this right hook sends him off balance. He comes in, crashes with another right hook to set Sean Brady down, follows up with a couple more strikes, gets the victory, also calls for his title shot. Kamaru Usman's sitting there in the crowd going like, what the hell is happening? I was expecting that I'm going to fight whoever wins out of the main event tonight, and these 2 welterweight contenders are just putting on the most spectacular knockouts or performances of their career right now against super top level talent. Maybe I shouldn't have stayed out for the last 3 years and like only fought twice. I don't know. I'd like to see Kamaru Usman actually fight for the belt next, honestly. We'll get to that in a bit, but he's the person who I see makes the most sense for Islam right now. I would love to see Carlos Prates versus Michael Morales as like a number 1 contender fight. I know that Ian Gary is fighting Bilal Muhammad next weekend. Honestly, the welterweight division right now is crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what you're meant to do with all of these fighters. I sort of don't envy the jobs of the matchmakers at the UFC. I do envy it because I would love to do that type of job, but like this is going to be hard work trying to figure out who you give that next title shot to. You've also got Ilya at lightweight that wants to come up to welterweight and fight Islam. Maybe you have him and do another defense first, but I don't know. What do you think that you should do with Carlos Prates and Michael Morales right now? I'm genuinely interested. Like, do you think they should fight each other? Do you think one of them should get the title shot? And what do you then do with Kamaru Usman? Moving on to Weili Zhang versus Valentina Shevchenko. Now, man, when I was watching this walkout, I was like, oh my God, Weili Zhang's got her. She's going to destroy Valentina Shevchenko. You saw how, happy and bubbly Weili Zhang looks most of the time. here, look in her eyes. She looks dead. She looks cold. She looks like she is ready to just come in there, tunnel vision, and accomplish the task, right? Like, she looks scary, man. It's crazy. Like, I was honestly getting goosebumps watching her during this walkout. But Valentina Shevchenko, with her meta glasses, comes in and basically just dominates the whole fight. Had a really good game plan. She's doing her, on the balls of her feet, ready to just throw really hard strikes. Basically just stayed, didn't aggress on Weili Zhang, like didn't actually come towards her because she knew that Weili Zhang's going to have to get through this reach, get through this power, and then it came down to the wrestling. So once Weili Zhang did try to get in close, try and get that reach, Valentina would just grab her, throw her to the ground, and basically dominate her for the rest of the round. That was round one. There was a moment also in round one where Weili Zhang was trying to close distance, and Valentina Shevchenko landed an amazing spinning back fist. Also landed a really great knee to the body that dropped Weili Zhang that first time. Anyway, moving into round two, it was basically the same thing. Held Weili Zhang down again the whole round pretty much. Round three, Weili Zhang goes to try and get Valentina against the fence, is trying to do some more pressure, some good elbows, but Valentina gets her down again. Round four, Valentina's starting to put more aggression. She knows that Weili Zhang is starting to slow down, lands some good body shots, some good kicks to the body. This one was perfect, like good front kick to the body. Just every time Weili Zhang would come in as well, she's getting popped with these right hands that are just like, it's so hard to close the distance with this size difference. It really didn't feel like it felt like Weili Zhang was just in the wrong weight division. I know she's wanted to come up and fight Valentina Shevchenko for a long time, but this was so clear. Like that cliche saying that everybody says of like there's weight divisions for a reason. This was just such a clear example of that, right? Because it's like, yeah, you can't get any close to me, and then I'm just going to grab you and put you on your ass. And that's going to be how this fight goes, and you can't do anything about it because I'm gigantic compared to you. And when I throw strikes, they hurt so much more than they do when you throw them, right? So throws her down to the ground again, and this is how round five ended with Weili Zhang on her back, just basically kicking at the air out of frustration, basically releasing her inner child, tantruming into the octagon. Yeah, that was it, man. These are some of the highlights. Valentina gets the win. Oh, this was funny. Weili Zhang, when she's doing a post-fight interview, the translator and her seem to have like a good relationship, and Weili Zhang literally starts like sort of boyfriend posing next to her, just like arm around her. And honestly, the translator sort of looks like she's into it. She's like, yeah, okay, boy, you can take me home right now. She doesn't realize Weili Zhang is actually female. I'm being rude. No need to be rude. All right, moving on to the main event, the absolute disappointment of the card. I also have like a few little moments from the prelims that we'll get to in a second, but God, I thought it was gonna happen. JDM was coming in. He had his, he was mewing at the start of walking out here. I thought he's coming in ready to fight. He's ready to take out Islam. Let's see this happen. And yeah, I mean, they're basically the same size, no huge differences there. JDM comes in, looking aggressive out of the start, but you can see there was a leg kick landed here from Islam, and this is actually a big factor for this fight is these calf kicks. I know Joe Rogan was talking about it like incessantly in the broadcast, but it was true. Like these calf kicks really had a big impact, and it was interesting that every time JDM would throw, he couldn't really land on Islam. Islam had a really good. I thought of in the striking, JDM's going to be able to handle the range. Islam's going to find it hard to hit him, and JDM, in contrast, is going to find it really easy to hit Islam, and because of that, Islam's going to have to take him down. That wasn't even the case. JDM was not able to find the range on Makhachev, and Makhachev could continuously find the range. Once he gets like close enough, he grabs the single leg, immediately throws him down onto the ground, and this is the rest of the first round, basically. Just holds him down, bullies him. There is a moment sort of halfway through where JDM's looking like he can Granby roll out. Islam stays on top, grabs back control, grabs his back again. JDM, to not get choked, rolls onto his back. Islam has like half guard side control. Second round starts. JDM comes out with a front kick. Islam just pushes it to the side. And, within a minute, gets him up against the cage. This was a big mistake from JDM. So JDM actually goes to like hip toss Islam and has the whizzer. So he actually has the better position. But then he tries to go over Islam's back, which is the big mistake because now all Islam has to do is just turn into his hip and JDM is going to fall on his back, which is literally exactly what happened. And then Islam sort of just crunched him down, beat him up for another 2 to 3 minutes, like just literally held him down. And this would also happen where basically at the end of every round, JDM would find the moment to like get up and look like, okay, I can get up, but you couldn't do it for the last 3 minutes. I was almost wondering, like, is that a tactic from Islam to let him use a little bit more energy right before the end of the round? Like, okay, try and get yourself up, carry my weight up, and then I'll try and get you back, right at the end. I feel like it might have been because it was sapping JDM real bad this whole fight. JDM comes out in the third round, trying to be aggressive again, trying to just get something to happen. Islam gets a hold of him, goes for the double leg, gets side control. Same story. JDM can't get out. Half guard, side control. This picture here basically tells the story of the fight. Between round 3 and round 4, I believe, or maybe this is between round 4 and round 5, JDM's just done. He's like, dude, I can't handle this. What's happening? He looked super defeated, and Islam, is just like drinking his water, getting ready to go back out there and keep mashing this guy, man. So that was basically what happened. Round 5 comes out. I guess that was between round 3 and round 4. Round 4, same type of thing. Nothing really for the first minute. JDM's just trying to figure out a way to land some strikes, and then Islam gets the double leg, pushes him down, holds him down, keeps doing the same, just can't stop it. Has the back control. Again, 10 seconds left. JDM starts to stand up. Round 5, JDM has to go hell for leather, but he's wincing really bad on his right leg that's been calf kicked a bunch, and not only just when he's standing and walking on it, like it seems like he's wincing when he's on the ground and it's even getting touched, or when he's walking back to his corner, he's just like, okay, I got to throw the kitchen sink at this guy, but what do I do, right? Again, Islam, 15 seconds in, gets the takedown. Bang. Holds him down. Almost gets the arm lock here. There were a couple times where he's getting the Kimura Americana straight arm lock, just trying to manipulate that arm into breaking somehow. JDM's able to get out of it. Islam just keeps top control. This face was like every JDM fan's face at this moment, watching this, just going, can we get this Dagestani crotch sniffer off of JDM, please, so JDM can have one moment in this last minute and a half to do some damage. But no, Islam keeps holding him down, Again, 3 seconds left in the fight, has him up against the fence. Islam's the winner. Double champion, wants to fight at the White House. I think that'd be great. I don't know who you have him fight against next. Him against Ilya at the White House would be great. So if he's able to do another fight before then, and maybe you could have him go against like Usman in February or something like that, that would be sick. Just to cover some of the prelims really quickly. This was Baisanger Susakayev, Khamzat Chimaev's friend that Dana and the UFC just like love to death. Like he did very well. It was a back and forth fight. A lot of people thought that he was maybe going to get fraud checked because they both had like nut shots against each other in the first couple of rounds, took the full 5-minute rest, but then he's able to land this like beautiful right straight flatline KOs Makhachev and walk off KO. Nice finish for Baisanger Susakayev, or as I like to call him, Baisangi Susboy. Moving on to, dude, Ethan Ewing on 48 hours notice comes in and takes out Malcolm Wellmaker. That was crazy, bro. Like everybody thought Wellmaker was going to win this. He's this like rising star, undefeated prospect, flashy striker, knocking everybody out. And Ethan Ewing destroyed him, not just in takedown moments like this, but also, beautiful knees, just outclassed him on the feet with a lot of pressure and broke him basically over the 3 rounds. Like, didn't break him, Wellmaker was still in there, but 30-27 was how I had it. One judge had it the same way. The other two judges had it 29-28. But I think if Wellmaker wasn't such a star, it would have been such a clear 30-27. Speaking of stars, Bo Nickel redeemed himself by getting the KO against Rodolfo what's his name again? Yeah, Rodolfo Vieira. Fuck, me and DC both forgetting this guy's name. But Bo looked really good. Good, savage, finishing instinct. Like really trying to go out there and finish and beat his opponent viciously. Good takedowns, no fear of just getting on top and starting to throw damage. So I like that he's unlocked this new mindset in his game. I don't see too much of the wrestling here, just seeing this beautiful head kick KO. But one thing to notice as he set this up is he was throwing a lot of left straights that were doing a lot of damage in this fight. And I think he had just been throwing that left straight so frequently that here where he's setting up the kick, because his left hand is coming out, you can actually see that you can't really see it so well here, but you can sort of see it in this picture. Vieira goes to like block the left straight that's coming at him and instead just eats this head kick super flush, laid out, walk-off KO for Bo Nickel as well. Just awesome. Awesome prelims, like absolutely incredible prelims to this card. Great main card as well, like 3 KOs for the first 3 fights. And honestly, it was just such a disappointing finish with the co-main event and the main event being these like 2 massive super fights, champion versus champion fights, and they both just get ended by just holding the guy down, holding the other person down, and not really doing that much. And don't get me wrong, it's impressive. I'm not like saying it's not impressive. Like, chill out, Demetrius Johnson, okay? Like, it's not to criticize this as being boring is not an indictment on the fighter, okay? It's fine. It's impressive that he's able to do this. It's impressive that Valentina, same thing, is able to just hold Weili Zhang down and do whatever. God, I took so many photos of this damn fight. Like, this, very impressive. Look, this is beautiful. Very impressive that he was able to do this to JDM. Not enjoyable when the next 3 minutes are just this. It's not enjoyable. I'm sorry. It's not entertaining. I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy these guys being champion. I was like, when Khamzat Chimaev became champion and the way that he became champion, I was like, this is insane, because that guy was the most entertaining, like, pressure grappler, full damage, full psycho type of guy. And then, you know, to win his belt, he just smothers the guy. Which again, yes, you win. Yes, it's impressive that you can do that. But this is not the ultimate smothering championship. It's the ultimate fighting championship. And I want to see both guys fighting. And I understand that it's not the grappler's fault if the other guy can't fight well enough off of his back to get up or threaten with any submissions. But it's just boring. And that's just how I feel about it. Okay? So, Anyway. What a disappointing end to such a beautiful card. This could have literally been the pay-per-view of the year, easily. If the co-main event and the main event had like lived up to expectation, which again they did, in the sense that Islam Makhachev accomplished his task, does what Khabib's not able to do, gets the double champion belt, amazing for his story. Valentina Shevchenko defends her throne, proves that she's probably the greatest female fighter of all time in the UFC. You know, got robbed against Nunes, but so I like the story for both of these fighters that they won, but just from a fan perspective, it's like when there's all of this action happening and then it just gets deflated and you got to sit through 2 hours of smothering. Sorry, not fun, disappointing. Anyway, if you like this video, please do me a favor and like the video, or leave a comment on what your peach and pit of the fight was, so like your favorite moment and your least favorite moment. And yeah, if you want to see more of this type of stuff, subscribe. I really do try to make as much content like around the fights as possible. Like, I work really hard on my prediction videos. I'm trying to make these recap videos more entertaining by adding pictures and stuff like that, and still trying to get it out quickly. If there's any feedback that you have, I'm always open. Like, please let me know in the comments on ways that you think that these videos could be better. And also, I try to, do like current events, UFC type of stuff. I'll probably make a video about Dillon Danis getting into a fight in the crowd, which I forgot to talk about. But yeah, Dillon Danis is getting into scraps with the Dagestanis in the crowd. Maybe we should sign Dillon Danis. Maybe Dillon Danis can come in and end some of these Dagestanis with his elite Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I don't think it would be possible. I don't think he ever makes it to a championship because there's more than enough fighters that'll be able to piece him up on the feet and not let him touch them. But yeah, I mean, he knows how to make a name for himself. From my understanding, the one thing about this event that was actually trending on Twitter was the Dillon Danis fight in the crowd. So again, I'll probably make a video on that. If you want to see that type of content, please consider subscribing, because it's not just, hey, event happened and here's the recap of the event. I really do try to make a lot of stuff. I'm really trying to build this channel and work on it. My dream, honestly, guys, is to be able to work in this MMA universe world full time, and that be my job. And even if it paid less than what I do for work right now, but it was enough to, meet all my needs, I would do this full time. I would be making videos all the time, streaming multiple days a week. I would be super excited to do that. So if you do like this type of content and want to support the channel, please do. It means a lot. See ya.